Pamela Anderson has always been notorious for her rocky romances, and it all started with her marriage to musician Tommy Lee in the 90s. Pamela rose to prominence as a sex symbol after her appearances in Playboy magazine before going mainstream in TV shows such as Home Improvement and Baywatch. Tommy Lee, on the other hand, is known best for being the drummer in Motley Crue. The two met each other and got married in 1995. While the marriage wasn't meant to last, its story has managed to stick around. Join Facts First as we take a look at Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's X-rated relationship. Pam and Tommy met in February of 1995 and were quickly married. The marriage occurred on a beach, with Anderson wearing a bikini, her trademark work uniform from her hit show Baywatch. Those close to Pam may have been shocked, but it appeared the actress was madly in love. She demanded to be known as Pamela Anderson Lee, and it looked like her spouse was here to stay. However, Pamela's mother didn't learn about the wedding until after it was publicized in People magazine. The two met at a supper club on the Sunset Strip by the name of Sanctuary. Several weeks later, they were married. They met at the height of their partying days, with Lee specifically being known for his wild behavior both on the stage and off. Due to the excesses of their lifestyle, the two went on to have a fairly rocky relationship. Lee recalls that he was high on ecstasy when the two met, as well as under the influence of alcohol. Pam, who was a regular at Sanctuary and even owned a piece of the supper club, sent over shots to the rock star. Apparently, Lee was ecstatic at the gesture and went over to thank her. However, his method of thanking her was to grab her and lick her face. While many might not take kindly to such an act, Pam found the gesture charming. She recalls that afterwards she gave Lee her number. Apparently, Lee was quick to put the number to use, and the two ended up going on a date that saw the drummer spend over $400 on sex toys. Afterwards, when Pamela said she needed to leave for Mexico for a photo shoot, Lee demanded he come along. His insistence paid off, and the two ended up getting married on the beach only a few days later. Their unconventional and spontaneous marriage was mirrored in Pamela's strange wedding ring. Instead of a traditional marriage band and diamond, she simply had the name Tommy tattooed around her finger. When questioned, the actress pointed out she felt that large diamonds are only meant to compensate for when a man is not well enough endowed. According to her, Tommy didn't have this problem. While at the time, the public simply had to take her word for it, they eventually saw for themselves these intimate details in the form of a leaked sex tape. To that effect, Lee received his marriage tattoo both on his finger and below the belt. It truly appeared the two were personally devoted to each other, at least for the time being. People close to Pamela reported being shocked by the events. However, the relationship made sense, and her friends felt the two had good chemistry, with Lee using his years of stardom to help Pam navigate her newfound fame. When they weren't partying and having wild sex, the two could be seen playing tennis or going antique shopping. Pamela has shared that, behind closed doors, both Tommy Lee and some of his friends had an affinity for cross-dressing. In this sense, Pam and Tommy could bond over fashion as well. Pam says she bought him presents in the form of high-heeled shoes that were custom-fitted to his large male foot size. While Tommy's initial insistence on tagging along to Pam's photo shoot may have been the catalyst for their marriage, that controlling aspect of his personality soon became a good deal less romantic to Pam. Pam recalls one time Tommy was mad at her, and she managed to calm him down. She says that she went to her bedroom, changed into nothing except for a 3-foot-tall top hat, and came back down. Something calmed Tommy, whether it was her nude form or the silly hat. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit the like button, and be sure to subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. While Pam and Tommy certainly appeared to have a great and active sex life, that apparently wasn't enough to keep their marriage working. The union that lasted only a few years was notoriously rocky. While Pam was shooting the movie Barbed Wire in 1995, rumors began to circulate that her husband was keeping her captive in her trailer for long periods of time. Pam was quick to rectify this false assumption, telling the press that she and her husband were simply having sex for long periods of time per her own consent. Still, it became apparent to many that Tommy was a little too infatuated with his new wife for his own good, oftentimes keeping her from doing everything she wanted to socially. Lee's jealousy was perhaps increased when X-rated photos of the couple were leaked to certain international editions of Penthouse. However, Pam had positive feelings towards the photos, saying they were good shots. However, both Pam and Tommy had a negative reaction when an 8-minute-long sex tape featuring the two of them was leaked to the public. They hired a private investigator to find out who the culprit was. It turned out to be an electrician who had stolen the tapes while working at their home. While the couple pursued legal action against the assailant, it was too late for them to prevent further online distribution. The tape became known as Pam and Tommy Lee: Stolen Honeymoon, and was one of the first notable instances of a celebrity sex tape making waves in the public. Throughout the course of their short marriage, Tom and Pammy had 2 sons. Those sons were Brandon in 1996 and Dylan, born in 1997. Pamela also had a miscarriage during their first year of marriage. According to many involved, Tommy became agitated when Pam's time was spent with the babies instead of him. Tommy, who had already been exhibiting plenty of jealousy in the relationship, couldn't take not being the center of attention. The turbulence at home came to a head in 1998, when a physical altercation resulted in Tommy being removed from the premises in handcuffs. From there, it was only a short trip until their divorce the same year. Although Tommy has downplayed his actions in the altercation, physical evidence shows that Pam had several bruises and a torn fingernail. Tommy ended up serving 6 months in jail for the event. Soon after the episode, Pam went through the motions of obtaining a divorce. And she had the Tommy tattoo on her ring finger modified to say Mommy instead. It should be no surprise that much of the drama that caused the marriage to dissolve was a result of drug and alcohol use. Tommy has always had issues with these substances and continues to struggle with them, a fate Pamela does not share. It was also later revealed that Pamela contracted hepatitis C from her husband during their marriage. The two got back together for a small period in 2008 and have always tried to remain close despite their troubles. Tommy's relationship with his 2 sons has fared similarly, with him and Brandon having recently been seen living together in quarantine during the COVID-19 pandemic. Given they were only together a few years, Pam and Tommy sure had quite the wild marriage. Comment below to share what you think is the most memorable moment from their relationship, or if you think that Tommy and Pamela might ever try to make it work down the line. And be sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.